मेक इन इंडिया कंसेप्ट को जिसकी जिसकी जिम्मेवारी है उसको हम पूरा करें, हम आगे बढ़े, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर में हम फिर एक बार नई ऊंचाइयों को पार करें।
It was 25th of September 2014 when the newly elected Narendra Modi government rolled out the Make in India scheme.
मेरे व्यक्तिगत जीवन में, हमारी राजनीतिक यात्रा के जीवन में भी आज का दिवस बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण है कि आज 25 सितंबर मेक इन इंडिया का सपना समर्पित करने का मुझे अवसर मिल रहा है। भारत भी शक्तिशाली राष्ट्र बने, इस सपने को लेकर के आगे बढ़े, इसी एक प्रार्थना के साथ आप सबको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं।
Auspicious moment in time now as we
The incredible scope of Make in India eclipsed all other announcements at that time. Even its symbol, the majestic lion with rotating gears and wheels, left observers in awe. The aim of the super ambitious exercise was clear: to turn India into a manufacturing hub. Atmanirbhar for its own needs and for what the world wanted. 9 years later, Make in India has garnered immense traction, attracting a surge of foreign direct investment and is propelling India's manufacturing sector to new heights.
Make in India led to a greater ease of doing business in this country. Vast number of rules, regulation, procedures were scrapped. 1,500 laws have been scrapped. Second was that the foreign direct investment regime was greatly liberalized. And today almost 98% of the foreign direct investment comes through the automatic route. You don't need any clearance. And the third was that the patent regime was made faster, quicker, greater number of examiners there, and the record time in which we give patents is on par with USA and Japan today.
Nothing proves the newfound confidence in India more than this unverified screen grab that claimed that India's GDP had crossed $4 trillion in early November. The falsehood was lapped up by many without verification. People simply accepted the fact that India was in a position to achieve this economic benchmark. Under the Make in India program, the government has eased the process of doing business and streamlined regulations, creating a conducive environment for manufacturing. As a result, India is no longer just a big market for global companies, but a nation satisfying the global hunger for merchandise and service. One of the biggest successes is Apple, making India a manufacturing hub. The tech giant is hedging its bets and is expected to hit revenues of 1 lakh crore rupees this fiscal. The Tata Group has taken the tide at the floods, joining the exclusive club of the Apple ecosystem as one of the iPhone manufacturers. Samsung also exported $4 billion of smartphones last year, making India its second largest manufacturing base. US tech giants Dell and HP and China's Lenovo will soon expand their hardware making capabilities in India. They are among the 27 companies that have received approvals for Make in India under the production-linked incentive scheme.
Government used to support exports earlier, MEIS, at the point of export. The government said we will not support at the point of export.
We'll support
at the point of production. And that is the right strategy. Only if you have large production, you will be able to export. You cannot export if you are not able to produce to global size and scale. So it shifted that similar outlay to the point of production and has supported large scale manufacturing. But what has the government done? The government has said, I'll support you to go higher and higher and higher and higher for 5 years. Within 5 years, you must become global size and scale. We will not support you beyond that. Secondly, you must meet the production target every year, rising, increasing, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you don't achieve target, you won't get it.
Another sector driving the Make in India success is automobiles. While homegrown brands like Mahindra and Mahindra, Hero and Bajaj Auto have been exporting to global markets for years, international manufacturers have now found a profit center in India. Suzuki has turned India into a hub for its exports to 100 countries. The company also plans to make their upcoming electric vehicles in India for export to European markets. Honda is also shipping its new Elevate SUV overseas from Rajasthan. The markets include its home base of Japan, one of the toughest and most regulated import markets in the world. Another big success story is in the pharma sector. India is now the pharmacy of the world. With global giants like Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, Novartis, and GlaxoSmithKline producing their healthcare products in India. The recent breakthrough in a malaria vaccine and the celebrated responsible mass production of the critical COVID-19 serum have cemented India's Vishwaguru image. The traditional apparel and leather goods industry in India has also witnessed a global swing with top brands like Zara, H&M, Adidas, Levi's, and Puma sourcing a part or entire portions of their supply chains from India. The spurt in the sector resulted in India's record merchandise exports of $450 billion this year. FMCG product exports to Southeast Asia, West Asia, and Africa have jumped, with leading international companies like Nestle, Colgate-Palmolive, Unilever, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and L'Oreal putting their faith and funds in Make in India.
It's important that Indian manufacturers must penetrate global markets, because every time India has grown, it's grown on the back of exports. And therefore, what the two-wheelers are doing, what our vehicles are doing, what now mobile manufacturing is doing is exporting. And therefore, in each one of these sectors, what our pharmaceuticals have delivered, for instance, I mean, each one of our pharma companies have delivered is, they've been the suppliers of medicines and drugs to the world. If they weren't the suppliers, medicines would not have been supplied to Africa and Latin America. Absolutely. And therefore, we've penetrated markets after markets, and that's what in all these new emerging areas of growth.
India is also the go-to destination now for all major industrial goods and heavy engineering companies. Bosch, Siemens, JCB, and ABB are just some of the global majors which make in India for the world. But one of the biggest beneficiaries of the scheme is the defense sector, which in past 9 years has grown from zero to hero. Defense exports recently touched 16,000 crore rupees, with cruise missiles, air defense systems, artillery guns, and small weaponry and armor being supplied to over 85 countries. The top of the line, the Dassault Rafale fighter, is being manufactured by the HAL. The state-of-the-art Airbus C295 aircraft is being built by Tata Advanced Systems Limited in Vadodara. The cherry on the top is the recent rush among semiconductor companies to get a head start in India. While proposals are still being finalized, the US chipmaker Microtech is investing $2.75 billion to set up their testing and packaging plant in Gujarat.
Many people feel that the age of manufacturing is over. I do not think so. I really think that the manufacturing will get more digitized, it will get more green, it will get more high-tech, but manufacturing will continue in a digitized manner, and cutting-edge technology in a range of new areas of growth will happen, and that is where the technological leapfrogging will happen in India.
For the past few years, India has constantly headed north in the various ease of doing business and business environment studies, which are conducted regularly and followed diligently by investors worldwide. While it is a booster to the sentiment, what has really differentiated the Make in India scheme is the impact it has had on the ground. The world is more confident of India, with companies realizing they do not have to rely on idiosyncrasies of autocrats.